Hey guys, Overkill back at it again for another video. This time is the newest release of the SH Figuarts Son Goku Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Super. This is the US release. We'll take a look at the box first. We'll see it does have the Funimation sticker. It does have the Toei seal. And it does have the Tamashii Nation's quality seal as well. Up front we got some pretty cool photographs of the figure. And it spans up to the top of the box here. And to the side. And then on the opposite side, we just got the name. Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Son Goku. SH Figuarts. The bottom, got a picture. Pretty cool. And then on the back, it tells you about the figure and the different poses you can do with it. And it does have the Bluefin Tamashii Nation sticker on the back as well. So, let's get this thing open and check out the contents of the box. And here is the figure, out of the box inside the clamshell. You can see we do have the figure itself, 3 optional face pieces, and then we have 3 optional sets of hands, and then 1 for the instant transmission, which is always a must for any Goku figure. And you'll notice that this one doesn't have as many pieces and features as some of the other Tamashii Nations, because this is like the Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku that was more of a budget type figure that's not got the high price tag on it for Tamashii Nations, which is pretty cool of them to do, because you can use some of the other pieces from the previous Goku if you need to have a regular version Goku in this gi. Now, let's take a look at this thing outside the clamshell. Here is the figure, and I'm really digging the blue on this. It is almost like a mastered Super Saiyan Blue from the manga. That's what you kind of get, that feel from it. And if you notice, all Gokus, they have a different shade of blue and a different shade of orange on their gis every time they make one. So it's really a matter of preference of which one you want. And the blue on his outfit's a little bit darker, as opposed to some of the lighter blues you see on some of them, as you see here. But this actually reminds me a lot more of what I see in the show anyway. And he does have the Turtle Hermit symbol here, and on the back as well, which is pretty cool. And then the classic boots. Love this outfit. This is the outfit for Goku I like the most. So I was really stoked to get this figure. Now let's take a look at the articulation and some of the features on it. And we know with the hair and the face, it does have the little line, but it doesn't really show too much. And we'll go through the faces in a second. He looks down about that far. And you can look up pretty high. And it does have full rotation. And then on the arms, with this piece here on, it allows it to move up this far. And I think if you take it off, it should, I don't know if this one comes off or not. It should pop out. And it would allow it to go a little bit higher. And it's just got a little peg there. And it goes in the hole. Pop it back in. And that covers back up the joint. Then you see at the top, it does have a swivel. Goes all around. And at the elbow, it is double jointed. So you can get some good bendability on it. And straighten it completely out. On the wrist, you know, with the interchangeable hands, you're going to have full rotation. And some movement with it as well. Not as much up and down as far as turning, but still nonetheless. And then at the shoulder here, it's got a little bit of a butterfly joint that allows it to move forward, you can see here. So that, you know, you can get a lot of different fight poses in with that. And it's the same on the other arm. Down to the chest and waist, we will see that he does have an ab crunch. And he can look down a little bit. And without using the waist, bends back about that far. And then at the waist, it allows for even a little bit more movement to arch his back that far and forward even farther. And it does have a rotation to it, but the belt does kind of stop it. But you can wiggle them around, which is, you know, a lot of different poses you can do with it, whether fighting or getting beat up or whatever. And then on the belt, you can see it does turn. You can move it around for whatever version of you're going to pose them. For whatever way you're going to pose them, that way you can have it blowing with the wind or however you want to do it. Onto the legs. Loving this version of Tamashii Nations that they've had the past couple years. With this cut, it allows for a lot of movement. You can see this piece here moves with it. to allow the leg to go way back if need be. And then a straight kick forward. You can see how it's cut all the way across. And then you can turn it. Well, maybe not all the way. About right there. And the same. So it's got almost full rotation. Then we go down to the knees. And it's double jointed. So you can see how far it bends that way. And straight down. And then nothing at the upper part of the calf. You go down to the foot. And it does have full rotation and movement. If you do the toe, about that far up. And then about that far down. And it comes out a little bit to allow it to move further to the sides. Which is cool. And it's the same on the opposite leg as well. So yeah, that means this articulation wise, you know what you're getting with Tamashii Nations. You've seen some other videos, you'll know for sure. And if you've not gotten one yet, definitely get one of these to check it out, especially at the price point this guy's going for. Next up though, we will check out some of the different faces. First we have the Screaming Face. We'll put this on him, see what it looks like. You just pop the hair off. Real easy to change it out. Just pop it back in. Like so. Real quick change. Real quick pose. And if you want to have him powering up or just in an intense fight pose, I mean, that's perfect. That's a perfect face for it. And then we have kind of like the mag gritting teeth look. Pop it off again. The more you mess with them, the quicker you are at just changing this thing out. And that's what it looks like. Which this is the face I like, I think, the most out of the set, honestly. Just a really good look to pose fighting with other characters. Maybe with my new Vegeta I had, I can have them sparring off together. And then the last one, just kind of the smirk. That's when Goku starts to get a little bit arrogant. You see here? I like that look as well. Next, we're on to the hands. You can see the fists here. You just pop the next one on. Like so. Really awesome. Put them in some really cool poses in a fight. I always like that hand to come with. Once again, just pop it off. On to the next one. You have your hand, and this is typically used for doing your Kamehamehas or to catch punches. Really cool. Next we have the open hand. Maybe shooting some ki blasts or something. Really cool. Or catching a fist as well on it. Put the fist back on. Check out the last hand, which is for the right hand only. And it is instant transmission. Always needed with any Goku figure. And it's always good to have for any kind of pose. Just instant transmission wise, this is what I use my Figuarts standard one for all the time. Just such little things with the hands and the faces can have dynamic effects to your collection. I mean, it can make any scene. All different ways of showing them fighting, powering up, just setting with the squad or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it can go any way at all. Really awesome. For the rest of this, I'm going to go with the fists. So we can see here. Back to normal. And the next part is comparison. And we will use the original Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku that Tamashii Nations put out. Which, it fetches a little bit heftier price nowadays. You can tell a big difference in coloration from the hair down to the gi. I mean, I know it's a different style gi, but just the coloration, it's really bright orange on this one. Just like a, I don't know, like a reddish orange, I should say. And the shading in the hair. I do dig the shading on this one, but I like the coloration on this one. I prefer the gi on this one overall. But I do like the boots and stuff from the Resurrection F style Goku. So it's pretty cool. And this one doesn't have the updated articulation. It's got the old leg and stuff. So it's good to get an updated version of a Super Saiyan Blue Goku. And with these two, I mean, they're essentially the same height. Only differences you're going to get in them is a different outfit for a different saga, essentially. So that's pretty cool. And so this would be up to you. If you want to pay the higher price to get the other figure, he does come with a regular Goku head and a bunch of other features, but he has a little bit more limited articulation as opposed to this one, as you could find this one in a Saiyan Raised on Earth, and then you'd have all the parts and features that you would have with this Goku. Next is the Dragon Stars Goku, and once again, you can tell a big difference in coloration. The Gis are getting closer to similarities in colors. This one's still got like a peachy orange color to it, and it takes a lot of the Resurrection F SH Figuarts look to it, with the gi and the just the entire look of it. But the hair has got almost like a tealish blue to it, real shiny blue. And the face itself, like the head on this one, I can't get him to look up too good. He's always looking down. That's it. I mean, he's got very limited movement. And the faces, they did pretty good with the Dragon Stars for the price. But you can tell how much more this one looks like Goku. And the height difference isn't too much different. I think maybe half an inch, if that. So, yeah, I mean, it's still, if you can't get a Goku and you can only get Dragon Stars, it's a big one to get. But I know some of them fetch pretty decent on the aftermarket value, too. And then we have Figuarts Standard, which you see a lot of people use in their collection. And you could tell that he is a lot taller than this. I think he's like a 7.5 inch, if I'm not mistaken. Just bigger altogether. The muscles, the legs. I mean, just everything about it. Although he does have a closer look to the gi on this. So some of your characters, the Saiyans, wouldn't work good with. But I will tell you, with the Figuarts Standard, using like the Space Pod and the Time Machine, and even some of the villains like Cell and Boo and stuff, they will work alright. And Frieza works. He just looks more like he would be in his 100% form when he's all buffed up. So those work if you're wanting to combine them. The Saiyans, not so much. They're there if you just want to have the collection. And the coloration on it as well, it's got that peachy orange look to it as well. But it's closer and more distinguishable than this really bright one on the previous SH Figuarts. The hair is a real shiny metallic blue on it that really stands out. And the articulation is fairly decent for a model, honestly. But he also has a limited articulation on his legs. It's very similar to the SH Figuarts on it as well. Upper body, about the same. And then the last one obviously was my statue in the background. But I'm not going to compare him to it, because, I mean, that's kind of crazy. That's everything, though, that come with this figure. And I'm really impressed for the price. It's got a lot to it. And it's a very sturdy looking figure. It looks like it would be a great addition to my collection. And, you know, I'm a huge Goku fan as my favorite character. I'm thinking about posing him with my new Vegeta. Maybe spar them with each other. If you haven't checked out my other videos, I do have a Dragon Ball Z collection video that shows how I've got some of them in fight scenes and stuff. And I'm going to update that and put another one out sometime this winter, fourth quarter of this year. So be on the lookout for that as well. But yeah, guys, that's it. The SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Son Goku from Dragon Ball Super. I did get this one from Ageless Geeks. Hashtag we are Ageless Geeks. And to let you guys know, the code should be working now. If you're wanting to get anything from Ageless Geeks, hit up agelessgeeks.com and put in the promo code OVERKILL, and you'll get 5% off of any of your purchases on the website. Really awesome. Alex Blass and that whole crew is a really awesome crew, so definitely check them out. I'm glad for them to be working with me on this. So, let me know what you think in the comments below. Until next time, I bid you all farewell.